You too,
Okay,
Linda.
so that's that. And then let's start presenting. And hopefully the sound will work on this. I did forget to tell you that, why is it like this? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm choosing what to share here. There we go. I guess we'll just keep switching it. My computer doesn't like me today. So the audio didn't work last week. So I'm struggling a little bit with audio. So I apologize. I'll get it. I don't know. I guess it's going to take me a while to get back into the swing of this stuff. So, okay. So can you see the whole screen? Can you see the whole document pretty well or not?
It's small.
Okay, let me try to see if that's what I was worried about. For some reason, here, let me stop. Sorry, Ted. It's going to take me a little bit to get back in the swing of this here.
No, that's okay. I try to find whenever you put up do the share screen. I try to find whatever page you're on and open it on my computer as well at the same time.
Probably works better.
Okay. I think I'm going to look for those books. That'll make it easier here too.
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I struggling to present now? Just going to close a couple windows here. You don't need that. There. That'll make my life easier. Okay, that makes my life easier too. Yeah. See, it's not letting me do entire screen today. Okay. That's why it doesn't like it. Okay. Okay, so let's open that up. Okay. And let's get it bigger. Okay. Is that a little better, Linda?
It's okay. I moved a little closer. It's fine. Don't, you know.
I need to go too big and then
you don't want it off the screen.
So here we are. So if you're looking between your book and this assignment page, okay. So the assignments, I tried to mark it so that if you printed out this page, you could keep your papers up on the screen and look too if you didn't want to burn so much ink. So for this week 1, if you get this assignment and you go through week by week or page by page, it exactly tells you what to do. So for instance, the Hebrew letters that we're going to recognize this week are Bet, Tav, and Shin, and we'll review those. And then your new letters for this week are, because it's the first week, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Your new vowels are the ah sounds, patak, and kamatz. That was for last week. Okay. And then the things I wanted you to remember that Hebrew had only consonants and vowels. So important notes will be out the front, up at the front. And the vowel markings that you see are what we call marks. They're not, some people say that they're different things, but they're just called reading marks. There's cantillation points, there's different ways, but they're basically just reading marks. And I think, did I tell you guys, reading marks are basically the only reason why we have them is because after the destruction of the temple, everyone got scattered, and about 100 years later, we realized that there weren't enough people who knew how to read Hebrew and say it correctly. And it was starting to get to be a problem. So did I share that with you?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good. Okay, so then on page 4, 1 to 5, you're just going to, it shows you just read and review. So read your lines 1 through 5, right? Now, when you get to page 5, the exercise, Linda, the way I laid it out is if you didn't have a book or until you get a book or if you don't want a book, you can just print out this page and actually do the exercise right on the page. And so I cut and paste this right from the screenshot of the book. And so, for instance, you read your lines 1 through 4, circle the sound on each line that is different. So we know on line 1, they're all bat, 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 right?
Yes.
Then we have a ba, bat, bat. So we're circling the one that's different. And the one thing that I was going to say to everyone and that I'm recording is even though I know that this is like baby type words, I really want you to go through and at least say it to yourself in your brain. Out loud is better because you learn better when you hear and you say it at the same time. So bet, ba, bet, right? On line 3 is another example. And just because then you say it enough, you see it enough, and eventually when you see that letter in the dot, you're going to know it's bet and there isn't going to be any questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you don't have to think about it. It just pops into your brain
Right,
and you say it right.
right. So Ted, you're with me so far, right?
Yep.
So I apologize. When I do some of these screenshots, I do have this huge monitor, but I sometimes need the whole screen to make it big for you guys, so I can't see you. So just speak up if you need something. Okay, so we're going on page 5 again. So on page 5, there's an exercise. And so Linda, I'll always say what the exercise, like page 5, it's called sounds alike. I will double what they say. So on page 5, your first exercise was called search and circle, and your second one was sounds alike. So then you just go through and you read each sound again. I repeat the instructions, circle the Hebrew sounds on each line that are the same. So we have line 1, we have ba, b, ba. And so obviously we knew which two to do, the ba and the ba. And line 4, we have ba, ba, b, right? So we know which ones to circle. So I assume that you'll be able to grab that, Linda and Ted. I assume that you didn't have any issues with that, right?
Nope, that was good.
Good. Okay. So, and then there was reading practice on the bottom line. So I just said, go ahead and read that reading practice that's there. And then we turned to page 6. And then we got into our next letter, which was, what's this one called again?
Shin.
Shin. Exactly. So, and this is practicing closed and complete syllables versus open syllables. And do you guys remember what a closed syllable was?
Yeah, isn't a closed syllable when you have a consonant with a reading mark underneath it? That's what you called it, right? And
Yeah.
then a consonant right next to it.
Right.
So the syllable ends with a consonant sound.
Okay. Donald, hold on one second, Linda. Donald, which email do you want it sent to? I might have sent it to the wrong one.
Oh, I checked both of them, and all I got was the 2 emails regarding the class tonight with no link.
Okay.
You said you'd be sending me a link, sending everybody a link.
Yeah,
So,
I might have did something wrong. So give me a second and I'll send you a link in a second. Okay.
okay, Aikido at Gmail.
Okay. Yep. Sounds great.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye. I wonder why Donald's missing. Okay, guys, 1 second. Sorry about that. Apparently, I need another. Oh, here, let me do this on my phone. So, boy, it's been a week for me like this. I swear I sent it. He said he got an email, but no link.
It was probably because it came in as a like an invitation, like a calendar invite, and he might be looking for like
Oh,
a link, like a website link, not a. So he might just not have seen it.
And didn't it have a different email address on it?
yeah, I pay for Google Meet. The reason I pay for this so we can have a longer meeting and we can record. And so that's probably the thing, which is probably why I'm having a hard time figuring out how to resend it to him. So let's see. Google Meet. Because I don't send the invitation to myself, so I got to try to re-invite him. Let's see if I can invite him. Sorry, guys. We'll get this. Move that over. There we go. Add. There we go. Add people. Oh, he's not going to get this if he didn't get the first one, is he? Yeah, he's not going to get this if he gets this one. I'll try. Sorry, guys.
Is he still on the phone with you?
No, I hang up here. Let me see if I can do it this way. Sorry, guys. This is okay. Are you guys watching me go into my email? Jeez. Yeah, let me. Why am I having the hardest time doing this Google Calendar? My brain is so fried after this weekend. Oh, there we go. Today's Tuesday.
So Madison, I just emailed you the link so that it looks like a link, and maybe forward that to him.
Okay, which account did you email it to? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was
The Hebrew School?
here we go. It
There we
was
go.
your name, USA,
Okay.
and Madison at CTR at Army.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I think Donald's in. Are you in, Donald? I thought he was in. What happened? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Okay, he's in.
Hi, Donald.
Okay. Yeah, we just
I know.
realized it was a different kind of link today. So, can you hear us? Can you hear us? I can't hear him. No, I can't hear. Can you hear me now? Okay, hold on. Donald, can you hear me now?
Are you? I can hear you.
Okay,
I can hear you. Hi, Donald.
Okay.
Oh, he can't see me. I'm waving at you, Donald, but you can't see me
Okay.
because I'm off. Here, I'll turn my.
Okay, so everybody sees hopefully the screen again. Does everyone see my screen again?
Yes.
Okay, and my screen's actually working. Okay, so here we go. So basically how we know, well, first of all, why we need to know if it's a closed or an open syllable is because when we read, we don't know if the letter is necessarily a prefix or an infix. Like if you think of inside, right? In is the prefix in English, and side is the word, correct? So we need to know the same thing for eventually learning how to read Hebrew, because we need to know if it's a closed syllable, and that's going to be what tells us what our actual root word is, what our actual word is, versus if it's an open syllable, it can't be the root word. So we're not trying to figure out what, sha is, because it doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? So that's why when we talk about closed and open syllables, it's kind of something I want you to learn right away, because when we get to words that are around 4 and 5 letters, that's going to help you identify which part of the word is the actual word itself and which part of the word is just a prefix, something that we're adding before or after the word. Okay. Does everyone feel like they're back in grammar class again? So here we go on line 3. Okay. So line 3, we have sha. Okay. Right. And so the sha, the S, H, and the A, that would be an open syllable if it was by itself. So sha is an open syllable because it's a consonant and it's a vowel. Okay. And then now we have another sha, right? So sha is 2 open syllables together. Okay. Now let's go down on line 4. Okay. On line 4, is that a closed syllable or an open syllable?
Closed.
It's closed, right? Because we have sha, and then we have another consonant, v. So shav. So we have consonant, our vowel mark, and another consonant. So shav. Okay. The next one is bat. Is bat closed or open?
Closed.
Yep, bot is closed. And then shot, that is closed or open. The third one here, SHAT, if we translated it, shot, that's a closed syllable, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So now let's go look on line 5. Okay. So we have the first one here underneath my little arrow, pointy arrow thing is sha. Okay. And then if we do our triangle or our zigzag reading, we go over to the next consonant. Okay. There's no vowel above the bet, right? Then we have a bet. And then we have this A sound, the kamats underneath. Okay. So we're saying sha. Okay. But this consonant has a vowel under it, okay? So we know from up here, sha was an open, 2 open consonant, 2 open syllables, right? Sha is 2 open syllables. There's no consonant ending it. So when we go down here, we have sha, and then we have a ba. Okay, so we know the sha has to be an open syllable because we have the B sound, the A sound in the T. Bot, that's a closed syllable, correct? And
Yes.
we know it's a closed syllable because right here in line 4, we said B, the bet, the kamat sound, the A sound, and the T, bot, makes a closed syllable. So that means the sha is the open syllable and the bot, B-A-T, is the closed syllable. So we know when we read this word, okay, that we're going to say sha, and then we're going to pause, and then bot is the rest of it. It's not shabata. Do you see how we know how to say it now? By knowing which one's the closed and which one's the open one? Did everyone follow me?
Yes.
Ted, did you follow me on that one?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And Donald, you're all set with that?
I hope so.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure because, I mean, you guys are pretty quick. So I just want to make sure that I don't totally go crazy and you're like, wait a minute. Okay. So, and then of course, last week's the homework exercise 6, we had going through the sounds and circling the sounds that were unique. And I'm sure that everyone had a pretty easy time with that. So, did anyone have any questions with the homework?
No.
Okay. So let's look at line 8 here on the paper. And we're just going to read the first word. So the first word is what?
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Exactly. And so what are all the words almost?
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Now, line 7 above. Okay. Donald, why don't you read the first word, line 7?
Oh, gosh.
That's okay. Sound it out. So when you look at it first, I want you to take a look at it and say, where's the open syllable and where's the closed syllable? So what's the open syllable?
Well, the first syllable.
Correct. Okay, so we already know that's the first part of the word. And the rest of it is the second part of the word, right? So that's the first part, okay? Now, do you remember that letter in the front? It has a toe. Do you remember what that letter is?
Tovat?
It's a tav, right? So
Yeah.
so say it again. I'll give you a hint. Look at 8. It's like 8, but all you're doing is substituting the T sound.
Shabbat?
Yeah, it's not a real word, but it's tabat. And we say it the same way as Shabbat, okay? So do you see, you'll take a look at the word, find out what's open and what's closed, and that will tell you where you put your accent. So for instance, when we're English speakers and we say inside, we're saying inside. We're not saying inside. We're not saying inside, right? We're saying inside. And this is the same thing. We're saying tabat or shabat. Does that make sense? Okay. Linda, why don't you
Yeah.
try the second one?
Shabbata.
Okay. So shabata, right. So that consists of what?
3 open syllables.
3 open syllables. So is something like that possible? Yes. In really weird occasions as we get going, it can happen, but would that be a complete word the way it is? Would that ever be a real word?
I have no idea.
No, because you can't. In Hebrew, we always have to have, it always has, okay, I shouldn't say always. In Hebrew, there's tons of exceptions every so often. But I should say most of the time, Shabbat or Shabbata, okay, wouldn't be a real word. There's not enough complete syllables in the word. Do you know what I mean? So we would be expecting that there should be something else there, okay? So if you have a string of open words, you know there's something not quite right, because Hebrew loves consonant, vowel, consonant. You can add some stuff at the end. It sometimes can add the stuff in beginning, but normally normally all our beginning words are going to be consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay, Ted, try the next two, because
Bashat and Bashash.
okay. So are those normal words?
Yes.
Okay, because why would you think they're normal words?
It's open to begin with, but then it's closed to end with.
Exactly. So, okay. Don, do you want to try the last? Donald, do you want to try the last word in that line right here?
Bata. No, Babat.
Yeah, baba. Exactly. And that is a complete word, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So great. So that's what I needed you to know about this and truly understand that open and closed, do we really care most of the time whether it's open and closed? No. But the reason why in the beginning I want you to recognize open and closed, because sometimes you get to a word and it makes no sense. And if you can tell where the open and closed are, sometimes it makes your life easier when you're learning how to read it, right? Okay, now let me find a different thing to share with you. Okay. Okay, that's today's. Let's find, hold on. There we go. Here's today's stuff. Okay, share. I need to really get better at this. I was really good last year, and this year I'm struggling here. I don't know. Cheap help, guys. You got cheap teaching help today. Okay, share. There we go. Okay, so let me see if I can. Okay, so it's kind of small. I can try to, let me see. Make it a little bigger here. Can you even see my screen? Did it work or not? Okay. So you see the homework today, the thing I copied where it says Shamash helper?
Yep.
Okay. So I just told you how to say this, right?
So you pronounce it shamash.
Yeah. So shamash.
Because I always heard it as shamash, not shamash. So
okay. So when I pronounce words as a Hebrew school teacher. In fact, we were talking about this over the weekend. I tend to say things slower sometimes, my prayers, and I tend to say things in syllables. So for instance, when you're talking and someone says shamash or shamash, they're saying it because that's how they say it in a sentence normally. And I tend to, because between teaching kids and teaching adults, I'm always breaking things down into syllables that people can grab. I tend to really enunciate my syllables. So whether you do it my way or whether you do it your way is perfectly fine. It's exactly the same word. It's just how, you know what I mean? How we say it. So, and so the letter that we're bringing in, because we know the first letter, someone tell me the 3 letters that we have here.
Shamash, Shah, and Mem.
Correct? Yeah. And so the new letter that we were bringing into the fold today was the Mem. Okay. And so now we know what 4 letters down here do we know now?
Bet,
Mm-hmm.
Tav,
Yep.
Mem,
We're learning
and
Mem
Shin.
today. Yep.
and Shin.
Yep. And this Tav has a dot in it. Does that mean anything? Does the dot in the middle mean anything?
I want to say for our purposes right now, no, but I'm
Correct.
sure it does. I just don't know what that is.
Eventually it does. You're right. It sometimes can be a doubling. It's called a doubling dagesh or an accent. But for right now, for all intensive purposes, you're right. It does not mean anything right now. So, okay. And then we still have the same vowels. We're still on vowels. They're the easiest to learn with and the easiest to work with. So we have our and our first and if you can write this down someplace, I did post the chart in the Google Classroom again, Ted, for the vowel chart, and
Okay.
I'll have another one. And the reason why is because it gets to a point where in order for me to explain something, you need to know which vowel I'm talking about. So for instance, this one is one of the most common ones. This first one is called a patak. And that's a straight line across, patak. And if you see my mouth, do you see how my mouth is kind of straight across?
Yep.
That's patak, but okay? It actually looks like how your mouth makes. And then patak, do you see how like when the dentist is putting the stick in your mouth goes
Mm-hmm.
That's kamats, patak. So the sounds actually fit what it is.
Mhm.
Okay, so reading lines. So let's all read these together. You ready? So really quick, we have m
Yep.
or m, ma,
Ma,
Ma-
n,
ma,
ma, n,
ma.
ma,
I know. Okay, and then line 2, we have ma,
ma,
Ba-
b,
Ta-
t, ta, ma,
Sha.
sha. Now, I did hear one person say this, and I'm going to point it out because I know you know what you're saying, but I just want to make sure that we're careful because I do it all the time. Especially in English, we're not used to ever having a sound without a vowel with it. So we say t. We have to be careful. We say t and ta and b and ba or b and no ma. They're really hard for us. And just be careful because later on, it will make a difference like a few weeks in. So, and we'll not get to that till then. So just make sure when we know we're doing a consonant, try to be as dry. I call it as dry as possible. Okay. Line 3 is ready. Ma,
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 sh,
sh,
sha,
Sha,
ma,
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 and
sh.
Yep. Okay. Line 4. Linda, read the first one in line 4.
Ba, ma,
Okay. And Donald?
Mash,
Yeah. And Ted?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Basha.
Yeah, Basha. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And then Linda, go again.
mob,
Okay. And Donald, why don't you do the bottom one on line 5, the first one?
Mom.
Okay. And then Linda.
Shabbat.
Okay. And Ted.
Shama.
Yep. And then Donald.
Mush.
Yeah. Okay. So, and right over here, we have our word again of the day, which is shamash, right? And shamash means what again?
Helper.
Helper. Right. Exactly. Okay. Let's see if this is the next one or maybe sick to your stomach. Yeah, that should be the next one. Put that up. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so we're not going to do all these. We're going to jump down and let's do line 3. And there's 3 of each of you. So someone start and we'll rotate again on line 3.
Bama.
Uh-huh.
Shama.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-ma.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay. Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Bama.
Yep.
Tama.
Okay, Linda, why don't you do line 2?
Mashab.
No.
What do you mean no?
Oh, line 2.
Oh,
Sorry.
line 2. I did 4. Okay.
That's okay.
Mosh.
Yep.
Mub.
Mm-hmm.
Mat.
Mm-hmm.
Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Mata. Maba.
Okay. And then Donald, do line 1.
Bama. Oh,
Yeah.
line 1. Oh, sorry.
Line 1, yeah.
Shabbat. Sorry, Shamat. Mat. Mash.
Yeah.
Shamat. Mash. Mata.
I've lost you.
Mat. Mash.
Okay.
And Shatat.
Where I lost you. Where are you at now, Donald?
The line 1.
Line
the,
1. This one is Shema,
last- Yeah. Okay.
and this is what?
Shema, and then
Yeah. So, what do you? This letter is what again?
okay, that's Mata, Mama.
Mama. There you go. Perfect. Okay.
And the next one is Mash,
Okay.
Shat,
That's okay. Shah, and then we go to this side and read this column next.
Shab, Shabbat,
Shabbat.
Shabbat, and
Yeah.
and Bat.
Yes, exactly. Now, the reason why I had you read this way is because think of these small ones as we get going as speed drills. And one of the things about reading Hebrew, and I wish I would have done this more because I consider myself to be a slow Hebrew reader because I hated doing speed drills and repetitive practice. I just wanted to learn the next thing. And one of the things that I would like you to do, if you do have time, is to practice doing these easy ones. So like Shema, Mash, Mama, Mash, Shabbat. Do you know what I mean? Bat. Then Mash, Mav, Ma, Mat. You know, even I don't do it. Mama, Mamat, Mata. I mean, trying to go a little bit faster. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to do every line that way, but every so often take the easy ones and try to see if you can pick up your speed. And I like to call them, in fact, I do with my kids, I do what they call speed drills. And we'll start really slow. We'll all read it normally slow. And then I'll go backwards and we'll read it back to front. And then we'll try it again. And sometimes like I'll read the middle and then I'll go the end and then the top, just enough to shake your Etch-a-Sketch and to get you really recognizing those words. Okay. Because you think when we read this, this English sentence, read aloud the word parts and the words below. Okay. Well, you know, in the beginning, we read that as read out loud, right? And that's kind of what we're doing now. Eventually, if we can pick up our speed here, we can pick up our speed as we start to learn the words. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try. Okay, everyone take one word on line 5. So just take one word and then the next one go on. So someone start.
Tamash.
Yeah. I'm sorry, say it again because I overdid you.
Tamash.
Okay, yeah.
Shabbat.
Okay.
Tamat.
Yeah. And someone else.
Mabash.
Okay.
Shash.
Yep. Okay. And then Donald, do the one right below it, right here on line 6.
Shabash.
This one right here?
Yeah. Shabash.
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 Oh, I thought,
Shamash.
sorry, I thought you said something else. Okay. Okay. So, and then the rest of these words I know you can read. So we, you know, just you go through Shabbat, Shamash, Shabbat, Shamash, Shabbat. So we're just practicing, and that's why they're doing these words over and over and over again. And you notice how they're just switching out 1 or 2 letters. It's to make sure that you're getting good at recognizing the letters and doing the sounds. And then in your homework this week, obviously you'll see a sentence that said circle the Hebrew word. So you'll go through and you'll try to circle all the shamashes. And I'm just getting you to recognize the letters and the words. We're not asking the difference between a Hanukkah candle. That's for the kids. Okay. So now we're on 2 of each kind. And I just want to, let's see. Okay. So we're talking about each line here saying the identical words. Okay. So we have, so for instance, we have the letter sha, right? Or sh. I got to stop doing it too. I do it Ted too. I put an after everything. Sh, b, t, m, sh. And you're going to just go through and circle it. Okay.
Okay, but you said, I thought I heard you say words. You're talking about letters.
I am talking about letters. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Just,
Yes.
no, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure I knew what we
Right.
were doing. Okay.
Now, I want to explain the chunk it because this is actually, we're going to be doing this a bunch of the times. And this is just for you to identify and get a way to visualize the open and closed syllables. So for instance, what we do is we know that the first syllable sha is an open syllable, right? So sha is the first syllable. It's not a closed one, it's an open one, okay? And then the rest of the word, which is the M sound, the A sound, and the sh sound, is the closed syllable, correct? So this word is how many syllables?
2.
2, exactly. So they're using this arc to diagram to do 2 syllables. Sometimes people teach it like I was taught to put a line between the syllables. So my first line would be here. I don't necessarily care how you learn it. It's just confirming what your syllable breaks are. So that's that. Okay, and then there's a tic-tac-toe here. If you want to practice words, you just, and these are nonsense words most of the time, but we have sha, ta, t, sha, t, sh. So I don't know how you say it, but sha, t, sh. Not really a real word. But you can practice putting sounds together by doing the tic-tac-toe, okay? Okay, that's that. Now let's go into, okay, anybody have any questions on that? No? Okay. Okay, so right here on this side, I just want to review what letters we have here. So what's this letter here?
Zion.
Olive.
Aleph, right. We have aleph at the top, okay? Oh, this is Zion on that side. Sorry, Ted.
No, sorry. I was looking at that, not where your mouth was.
Sorry. And my mouse isn't as big for you guys as it is for me. We've tried to figure out how to make it bigger, but Google actually has a issue with that. I finally found that. So sorry, 1 second. So basically, if this is Aleph, you're going to circle the transliterated version of Aleph, right? And let me see if I want to, hold on, don't get sick to your stomach. It's pretty much the same. Okay. So this one down here, though, say the name of each missing letter. Okay. So this is kind of where you have to go back to your chart, one of your charts, because you're filling in the letter. Okay. So if you know it's Aleph, Bet, Vet, Gimel, Dalet, okay, then they're filling the Gimel. I kind of don't mind if you skip this one, because right now I'm trying not to tell you. I don't want you to sing the alphabet to do this. I'd rather have you look at a chart if you need to look at a chart to find out where the letters are between than for you to sing the alphabet song 500 times to get, you know what I mean? The missing letter. So that's my only caution. Don't sing the alphabet to fill that one in. Okay. And then this is what I'm calling your midterm assignment. I'm teasing, obviously. Every so often, this book reviews it, and it's just the same thing here. You circle all the olives, circle all the letters, okay, that match. And then this one is you have what makes the G sound. So if we know we have a G, then we find obviously the letter that makes the G sound, right? And then we circle that. So this is your reverse. This is kind of checking to see how you're doing. I would encourage you to try to do this without peeking back. If you're not familiar with a letter, try to do it first without looking at a chart. And then eventually you can use the chart if you need to. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So, okay. And then this is the same thing too. What's a Dalet? Okay, find that letter. This one is really hard. This is trying to have you put stuff in alphabet letters, and I couldn't scan it to make it work really well. So if you can't do this, then what you could do is put the letters in alphabet order yourself. You know what I mean? And just write them. So that's it. So that's that. Now let's go to.
But this isn't what you want us to do for next week, is it?
These are the 1 page a day ones.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the 1 page a day. I just want to make sure that everybody understood how that works. So, yeah, and these are the coloring parts. Obviously, these are explained. You know, you just go through, pick 1 page a day, practice writing your het, circle, follow the circle, whatever it says. But what? So we have Zion and a review on 1 day, and then we have het and sorry, I'm going too fast. Zion and review. Then we have 15 and 16, which is a review. Just pick a page every day and just take a work on it. And then you pretty much know that you're working on your letters. And then if you have a few more minutes to definitely read, that helps. Okay, let me get out of there. Exit out of here. Stop. I have to stop sharing there. And now we can go to our other book. All right, so close the okay, let me just minimize that. Cancel. Okay, so now let me find. Okay, I just want you to see why this thing does not like me today sometimes. It's going to share my whole entire screen. Okay, let me get it up then. Cancel. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I am trying to head over to the Google Classroom right now. I should be there in just a second. So, school, then Google Classroom. Okay, Google Classroom. Okay. And okay, there we go. Now I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, here we go. Now we're in the Google Classroom. Can you see the classroom pretty good?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, so I want to go here. I have given you a vowel reference chart, okay? And I don't know, Linda and Donald, how much you remember of the vowels. So I thought we would take a few minutes to review the vowels. Does that sound okay?
Certainly.
Fine with me.
Okay.
Yes.
So as we said, we're going to start from obviously the way we read in Hebrew from right to the left, and we have the kamats, okay? And the kamats is our A sound, and it has the stick. And is there any ways that you guys remember kamats? Any special way that you think of to remember it? No? Okay. So just remember when you say kamats, your mouth opens, kamats, and it's a longer sound than patak. Patak, it actually, your lips make that line, and they're both A sounds. One is just a little bit longer than the other. So which is longer, the patak or the kamats?
The pata.
No, we have patak or kamats.
Kamats.
The kamats is a longer sound, kamats. Because think about it, when you go to the dentist or the doctor and the doctor says, put this tongue in your mouth. And what do you say when the dentist says, put this in your mouth?
Ah.
Right? You say, ah. So ah is a longer sound than, you know what I mean? It's a longer sound than it is. Sorry, I'll go back this way. Okay. Okay. So let me fix that. Sorry. Can you guys still see that? Okay. Can you still see? What am I showing you? Sorry. Can you still see the vowel chart? Did I mess it up?
It's small.
It got small. Okay, hold on. I tried to go to do something different, and let me see what happened. Okay, here. Why did it do that? I need to practice, guys. There we go. There are you. Here's the vowels. There we go. Okay. Share this tab instead. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, is it bigger now?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, now, those are A's. Okay. Patak, kamats are A's. Okay. Then we have two more A's here, and they're exactly the same, but they have the two dots at the end. Okay. And that dot is called, those two dots together up and down is called a shava. Okay. And the only reason why I want you to know the names is because when I talk to you about it, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to say the two dots when I'm on screen. With the little kids, I put my fingers up and I go two dots, but it's with adults, it's sometimes easier for me to say, listen, it's the shava and the patak. So it's called hataf patak, or the shava and the kamats, and that's called hataf kamats. Those are A sounds as well. Okay. So we have the A sound here, kamats, and hataf kamats. We have patak and patak kamats. Those are all A sounds. Does anyone want to guess what the difference between these A sounds might be? A general difference that might occur between all these A sounds. Any guesses at all? No? Okay. Okay. Well, they have the shava here. So the difference is going to be the length of the ah. So remember I said patak is a shorter than kamats. Okay.
Yes.
But hataf patak is even shorter than patak. And hataf kamats is even shorter than kamats. In fact, hataf is going to mean half, right? So you know how you divide things, right? We're dividing our sound in half. So we have a half of a patak. So if patak is that, then hataf patak is half of it. ah, ah. Where kamatz is kamatz, then hataf kamatz is ah. So it's shorter. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So now this shiva, okay, is the same as this. But I'm not going to go into it a whole lot, but I want to tell you that shivas do a lot of things, okay? And one of the reasons why we're talking about consonants is because when we get into bigger words, shivas are going to tell us when we start a new consonant as well. So there's a couple ways where we know there are new begin syllable marks. One of them is if you have an open syllable and a closed syllable. And another one will be if we have a shiva. And a shiva, if you have it under a letter, okay, means, so here, if you look under shiva right here, and you see the shin and the shiva, okay, that means that the next letters are the beginning of a new syllable, okay? And in fact, in shiva, that's one of those exceptions. Remember, I told you that the words usually always have a consonant, vowel, consonant. Shiva itself is one of those exceptions. So that's why every time I say that something always works that way, it never does. So there's always an exception. Okay, now, one of the things that I want to show you here is I just want you to see this whole and bob. I don't need you to know this yet, but do you see how there's the box here? And I had mentioned that the box stands for any letter that could be underneath there, okay? All the A's that we've dealt with so far go underneath the vowel. So you will never find, and I can say never because this is true, you will never find a patak, a kamatz, a hataf patak, or hataf kamatz anywhere than under the letter, okay? So you already know that it's not going to be, if it's underneath the letter, you have a chance that it's going to be one of these four, okay? Now, there are other ones that are under, but I'm just saying we know for the A's they're always going to be under the letter, okay? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So I just want to, let's see, Shiva, what else do I want to say? Okay. I don't know. I want to do those yet. So let's stay with the Ahs. I'm going to stay with the Ah family, but I just wanted to review that. So we have kamatz, patak, hataf kamatz, hataf patak. Okay. And the only other one I want you to learn is shiva. And in this case, the shiva, I apologize, guys. My son's coming home from school. The shiva in this case can be silent or it can make a very brief sound. So, but just remember that it's right here and right here in part of these. Okay. Okay. Now we have only 3 minutes left. So let me stop sharing. Let me go back to here. Okay. And let me, okay. Okay. Go back here. Okay, so I'm in the classroom. So I don't know if everyone has access to the classroom. I know, Linda, I think you have a hard time using the classroom, right? Here's the class code if you need it to get in. I can send it to someone if you need it. I have the new assignment posted in the classroom. Oh, no, you're in. Okay, so, and if you hit instructions, or it also sends you a note, here's your homework for next week. The stuff that we went through is right here. And it's really only one page. It's easy because most of it was reading. So that homework is easy. Okay. Okay. Then I want to go back here. Okay. I posted last week I posted the vowel reference chart for tonight. That's what we went through. Okay. And I think I sent, no, I didn't. The email for did I send the email for the pink papers separately? I might have done that. I didn't get to post those yet. So your pink papers, I think I sent a separate email, but I'll try to post those in the class. Okay. Yes, and the books, if you want the books, I did say where they're at in the link too. Okay. Okay, so is there any questions?
No, no questions.
Okay. Okay. Then next week, just so you know, if I don't, Ted, like if you want to work ahead, obviously it'll be chapter 3.
Mhm.
Chapter 3 will be the book part. And then I'm hoping to get into, for the Jot and Tittle book, I'm going to hold it up a second. Okay. And I will post this. Oh, I got to flip one more page. Okay. We're going to actually do the chapters in this book. The bear sheet. I know you can't really see it, but I'm going to scan those. We're going to do the bear sheet ones next week. So it ends up being, she doesn't really have a good page number on these books. Genesis 1:1 to 6:8. We're going to talk about some words like Rosh, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh, May Rosh, Rosh Avot. So the head words, I call them the head words because they're all the things that have to do with the root word head. And we're going to talk a little bit about root words. So what I'm trying to do is a little bit of grammar, a tiny piece of grammar, a tiny piece of reading, a tiny piece of writing, and then some homework practice so that we put it all together very slowly. Does that seem like it'll work for people? Are we going too slow or too fast?
That's good.
It's fine.
Okay. Donald, are you okay? Oh, I think his thing isn't on.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, John, are you all? I'm stopping recording now.